Hey there, everybody. Welcome to this Chris's Crappy Astrology reading for this week, whatever this week is, the week of the 9th, I think. If you're coming to this video not live, go down below. All the timestamps for all the readings will be down below. Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started here in a few minutes. Jesse, hello. Dad, hello. Yanni, hello. Sal, hello. Honey York, hello. And Sandy Rose, hello. R.Y. King, hello. And Sal, hello again. Janie, hello. Thank you for being here. And Tana, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. All right, we are going to answer some questions as always first, and then we will get started. I actually need to find the questions before we actually do anything, but let's figure that out if it wants to load. And Brittany X, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say, what did A think about the recent combo we had? I would say Hierophant, Two of Pentacles. I would say made him think, for sure. The Hierophant can represent kind of like thinking outside the box. It can represent thinking about marriage, but it could also just represent like kind of seeing things from a different point of view. Two of Pentacles, again, seeing things from a different point of view here with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is like opening up options in communication. So maybe you presented him with an option, or presented a, or I should just say a in general, with like maybe there were options presented, or maybe it opened like a new path in this situation. So that's that. Jackie, hello. And JC, hello. Susie, hello. Can't miss anybody, right? Paula, hello. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Paula, the Venus conjunct Saturn is going to be on the 11th. And then on the 13th, Venus will conjunct Pluto as well. I've kind of mixed the two together in this reading, so we're going to talk all about it in just a few minutes. JC, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I have so many planets in Cap. How do the cards see new Jupiter move in my life? Cap, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, and a few cards. You have the Four of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, building more permanent things in your life. That would make sense to me for you, JC. So, Four of Swords is like building things that are permanent, things that are not just a fantasy as well. Four Swords can represent, rest, relaxation, recovery, meditation, like all that stuff, right? But it can also kind of represent taking a break from an old way of life. To me, it kind of is like a death card as well in certain ways. That's not like 100% accurate, of course, but to me, it kind of can represent almost like a death of an old life, and taking a break before you step into your new life with this card here. Yeah, Four Cups, a lot of options coming in for you. So I feel like there could be a lot of opportunities and options, probably in like multiple areas of your life here. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, heading towards like fanciness, right, JC? So I feel like there are like fancy opportunities coming in for you, and I feel like there could also be money. There could be just completion, or like I said, just permanence. Ten of Pentacles to me is just a card of permanence. So that's what I would say there, but that looks good. Janie, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say, is David living in Switzerland and poor health? Janie, let me know who you're asking about health-wise. But I would say yes. I feel like he's living in Switzerland. I feel like this is him. Two Wands is like distance, so I would say yes. But let me know what you mean by the health thing. Brittany X, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Will A and I hang out soon? Ace Wands, I would say yes. Passionate new beginning for you here, Brittany. So I would say yes for sure. I feel like you have to be patient, but I would definitely say yes with those cards. Sarah, thank you for the super chat. Any energy for the week? 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands. Very quick movement, but dealing with conflict. That's exactly what we're talking about tonight. So Venus conjunct Saturn. I feel like there could be like opportunities for us to kind of like make very like fast movements towards things, but there could also be like things that cause conflict. But really, with this placement in the astrology, like we're going to talk about tonight, to me, it's all about just pushing through those things, and or just needing to look at where we need to add more structure to whatever it is we're doing. So that looks pretty good. Fast movement, success, good news. I like it. Matt Grenier, thank you for the super chat as always. Really appreciate it. Can I get a card for all this change that seems to be happening right now? Queen of Cups, change. For sure. Five of Swords, focus on yourself. Page of Wands, move towards desires. Queen of Cups, definitely change. That's actually all I'm getting off this card, so I would just say change there. Five of Swords, I feel like it is asking you to be selfish. I feel like it is saying you do need to focus on yourself right now, and focus kind of like on what you want is what I'd say here with this card. And the Page of Wands, like needing to focus on things that make you happy, things that bring joy into your life is what I'd say to you. So that's that. Janie, again, what good things do you see for me? Capricorn. Six of Cups love could be coming in for you, Janie. Could be a water sign. I don't know if David is a water sign or not. Could also just be the return of love to your life. This could also just be more happiness is what I would say to you here, Janie, with these cards. So that's what I'd say here. Janie, I'm still not understanding what you're asking. You say maybe not poor. Are you asking about David? You say, but not enough food resources. I just really don't understand the question, but feel free to clarify it. Or clarify it more. I'm not like I said. I'm trying to ask like what exactly are you asking? JC, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I pulled another card for you. You have the Ace of Swords, victory. Good things, good news coming in as well. I like it. Susie, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. How does S feel about me? Does he like me? 7 of Wands. I would say this is like internal fears that don't exist when you get 2 sevens, which could say yes or no, but 7 of Wands too like closed off of an energy. 7 of Cups says they could be more focused on other things. Yeah, I feel like there could be interest there, but maybe just not right now with those 2 sevens. You know, things always change. And, you know, the other thing is like there could be interest now, but maybe there are other things that are kind of like dominating their life. So I would say yes, but not right now with that card. So that's that. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say, will this job at Panis accommodate to shorter hours like I requested? I told them this in the interview, but I feel they may not have listened. I would say yes. Knight of Pentacles, yes. Just a job offer. 10 of Cups, fortune after difficulty. So yes is what I would say to you there, Nicole. That looks very, very good. Sandrine, thank you for the super chat. You have the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, very straightforward work week. 10 of Swords could just be, well, number one, I am getting watch your health, so I would definitely make sure to, stay healthy this week, don't get sick, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, the usual stuff. But I also feel like this could be like a job change or a job offer coming in for you. It could be like a promotion or raise as well, I guess. But to me, whenever I get Pentacle cards on weak questions, to me, it just says, that basically it's going to be a very straightforward work week. So I feel like it's going to be a very straightforward week. 10 of Swords could represent needing to kind of like let go of something from the past. Janie, you say economy challenges that are now affecting his health. Is he not eating enough food? You have the Page of Swords. I feel like he's fine. This is like a lot of energy is what I would say to you, especially with this card here, with the Knight of Wands. So I feel like he has plenty of energy and things like that. So I would say no. I feel like he's fine with those cards. So that's that. Maria, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I met a new guy. How does love look for me? 6 of Swords, major improvements. Yeah, Hermit. I would say more like open energy here, and more discovery as well as what's popping into my head, Maria. Like I said, with what we're going to be talking about tonight, Venus conjunct Saturn. Like we need to make sure that anything we get into has structure as far as relationships are concerned. So it can't be like an illusion. There has to be some sort of like realness to the relationship. But the Hermit could be you going deeper, you kind of like looking for answers, or you trying to discover whether or not there is kind of like structure or potential in the relationship before you go any deeper is what I'd say to you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a turnaround for you regardless. So in your love life. So I do like to see that. Susie, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say here, how will my week go at work? Will I make money? Yes, definitely. Empress, love it. 2 of Cups, being very happy with the 2 of Cups. But Empress, definitely card of abundant success. Empress going from winter to spring. So maybe money hasn't been terrible, but, it could always be better, right? So I feel like this is saying that maybe things are getting a lot better, or you're just starting to notice like a lot of improvements in your finances. So I would definitely say yes. Yeah, I feel like you're working very hard this week. I actually don't mind the devil on work-related questions, because to me the devil, it can represent bondage and like feeling like you're working very, very hard, but at the same time it can definitely represent results. So I feel like you're kind of like going to be seeing results, and yeah, that's what I'd say here with that card. But that looks really good. So let's see here. No, I don't want that. All right. Welcome everybody that's here, by the way. We are going to be getting started here in like 4 minutes or so. We are going to be doing Chris's crappy astrology, of course. And we're going to be covering a few different things per sign. So we're going to be covering the Venus conjuncting Saturn. Mercury moves into Sagittarius as well. And we're also going to be covering the Mars trine to Neptune. Just so everybody knows, I think on Wednesday night, I'm going to do another Chris's Crappy Astrology, a bonus episode. And that will be for the full moon that we are going to be having as well. Actually, I'm going to either do it Wednesday or Thursday. I have to look at the schedule again. I wrote down my schedule for the week, but I already forgot it. So, but one of those nights, we're going to be doing Chris's Crappy Astrology for that moon. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But that's that. All right. Welcome, B-Love. Hello. Thank you for being here. And everybody else, welcome. All right. And TJ, hello from Alaska. All the way from Alaska. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Elizabeth, my favorite, yes. Deja, thank you for the super chat, as always. Really appreciate it. Love card for me and Jay, and card for work. You have the Nine of Pentacles, being single, needing to open up. I feel like I say this to you every single time now. So, Queen of Swords, need to be more open about your feelings or about love in general. Not bad, not good either. Like I would say somewhere in between. Yeah, too many delays. It's like there needs to be more movement here for this to get off the ground. And what was your other question? Sorry, Deja, I lost it. Work. For work, you have the Nine of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Nine of Wands says try to stand out. Ace of Pentacles, really just good for work. And like I said to the other person who had the Ace of Pentacles, whenever I get the Ace of Pentacles for work in general, or for like the week in general, to me it just represents like a very straightforward time where things are just going to be as you expect them to be as far as work or business is concerned. So that's kind of what I feel for you. But that looks really good. I like it. Let's get crappy going. Sandy, I think you're right. By the way, also, just so everybody knows, tomorrow I will also be going live at 10 or 11 o'clock-ish to start the weekly readings. And by the way, Pisces might not be first this week, but believe it or not, Capricorn, the underdog, might actually be number one this week because Capricorn, you've been crushing it with the views. So thank you, Capricorn. But I will, by the way, everybody, I will have links down below for the weekly reading. So if you want to make sure that your sign goes first, make sure to watch your video, make sure to like it and leave a comment on it as well. But yeah, it's looking like Capricorn or Gemini. It's like a it's a neck and neck race between Capricorn, Gemini, and Pisces this week for whatever reason. So that's that. But all right, let's get this show on the road. And we are going to start with Pisces. So Pisces, let's see what's going on for you this week. Pisces, with this astrology, you have... So again, we're just going to be covering the three main things that I see for this week that most people will be dealing with. Again, I'm going to be doing a separate Chris's Crappy Astrology reading for the moon that we have coming up this week, so I will not be talking about the moon in this reading, even though it is a pretty big deal. But what I would say here is that Pisces, starting off, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn. This is going to be in your 11th house. I feel like that this is going to be very good for kind of like making commitments, but I feel like it's good for making commitments as long as the commitments are real. And we're talking about in relationships here. So this could be love, but it could be other types of relationships as well. But it's a good time to commit to somebody, but as long as, again, there is reality in the relationship. I also feel like this position can show you, Pisces, where you are kind of like trying too hard in relationships. It can show you where maybe you're doing things that you don't need to do in relationships. Like maybe you're doing things for other people that you don't need to be doing. Maybe you're taking on burdens or anything like that. And this can show you where you do not need to do that. So a lot of you could be thinking about that. You could also it could show you like I said, where you are trying too hard with people in your life, but also like community members or even towards your wishes and dreams here, Pisces, is kind of like what I feel for you. So I feel like for a lot of you, if you are like trying to push too hard towards something, you might experience resistance instead of like if you just be your Pisces self and just kind of go with the flow and whatever dreams, goals, wishes you're working towards. I feel like things will be a little bit easier for you here as well. I feel like in relationships, I feel like this will show you kind of like, I feel like a lot of you could be seeing if relationships match your beliefs or kind of like have a match with your morals or even your values as well. So a lot of you, number one, if you're not in a relationship, you could be more attracted to people who share similar values or morals or kind of have similar beliefs to you. I also feel like that at the same time, you will definitely be seeing the differences in the people that you're attracting into your life as well. But this is probably a good thing, not a bad thing, so I wouldn't even worry about that as well. I feel like that for some of you that this is going to be a time where maybe you have to take more responsibility in relationships. So a lot of you might be having to take the lead in love, for example, or maybe you're like maybe you're in a work group or something like that, and maybe you're having to take the lead in a work group, or maybe you're just being called upon to share your ideas with a group of people or one person in your life, and you will have to do that. I feel like being very open and honest this week will be very important. So no people pleasing, Pisces. You might be tempted to kind of like not share the truth, or you might be tempted to kind of like skirt around issues, but I feel like you need to be very direct and to the point with people in general. I feel like you could feel like really good about the future with this position as well here, Pisces. Actually, hold on, I gotta fix this chart. But yeah, Pisces, I feel like you could be feeling very like positive about the future, but I also feel like you could be having like little kind of like not setbacks, but I would say reality checks that pop up this week in regards to like any dreams of the future that you have. Like you might have a big dream where you're like, oh, I'm going to launch myself into outer space, but maybe also you're kind of looking at the fact that you're probably like, well, the government probably isn't going to just let me, build a rocket ship in my backyard, and they're just not going to allow me to launch myself into outer space. I'm going to have to get all the permits and all the other stuff as well. So I feel like in a lot of ways you are dreaming big, but also in a lot of ways you are kind of, kind of being more realistic about things. Next, you have Mercury and Sagittarius in your 10th here, Pisces, and this is going to lead to probably major changes in career, I feel, for you here. I feel like that you could be communicating a lot or talking a lot about your career, your business, your goals, how you appear in business even comes up here for you. I feel like that for a lot of you, you need to kind of like make your goals bigger here. Sagittarius is about expansion. So I feel like for a lot of you, you need to take your dreams, wishes, goals, and you need to make them bigger and better than they ever have been before. I feel like this is very good for any careers involving like communication or kind of broadcasting like on YouTube or anything like that, Pisces. I feel like this will be very good for you. I do feel like it's important to, like, with all this energy that you're dealing with this week, I feel like it's important to, again, dream big, obviously, with this energy, but I also feel like you need to kind of like set little milestones for yourself. So like this is in business and work mostly. I feel like you need to say like that you have certain milestones that you want to reach by a certain amount of time, and I feel like you need to set those kind of milestones so you can be more successful, or at least so you can track success. Finally, you have Mars trining Neptune. This is going to be in your 1st and your 9th house here, Pisces, and so this could be kind of making you feel very attractive, actually. So I feel like this could kind of like attract more people to you at this time. I feel like it could even bring in more love. These houses don't really have to do with love, but this is more intuitive. Again, this is not accurate astrology, but let's face it, if you're watching Chris's Crappy Astrology, you're not here for necessarily accurate astrology. But what I would say here is I feel like you could be attracting love here. I feel like you are, again, driven to like more expand your ideas and turn them into a reality. Neptune in the 1st, like making your dreams a reality and kind of making some of your bigger dreams into a reality as well. The only thing is with Mars, with this trine here, I would say that the Mars trine to Neptune is saying that you need to almost become your dreams. I feel like you need to like embrace the energy on a very deep level and make the ideas that you have in life a part of you. So I feel like a lot of you could be doing that with this energy. I feel like a lot of you could be planning on traveling here, Pisces, as well. And I also feel that you need to trust your imagination, of course, Pisces, because your imagination is kind of like guiding you. And I feel like you need to follow your imagination. You could have like crazy daydreams, or you could be having kind of like crazy ideas during the day. I feel like you need to like learn how to be spontaneous and kind of like follow interests or things that you become interested in during the day. And I feel like you need to learn as much as you can at this time, Pisces. Pisces, having said all of that, I would say that I feel like Overall, I feel like it's time for you to be extremely diligent, and I feel like you need to focus on creating more satisfaction in your life completely, and that means like avoiding people, places, or things that, you know, kind of suck energy away from you or prevent you from being happy or satisfied or whatever. I feel like you need to focus on accomplishments as well, no matter how small they are. And I would say, I feel like you need to do something nice for yourself with that Neptune energy and, you know, kind of like take care of yourself. So I feel like it would be a good time for you to do that. I also feel like saying that your rewards are coming. I feel like that soon, Pisces, there's going to be a payoff for like all the hard work you've been doing. So Pisces, love it. Jesus, Pisces, that was long. So thank you, Pisces. Aquarius, let's see what we have for you here. Aquarius, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn, and that's going to be in your 12th house. I feel like this is about needing to learn to be more open to love, like needing to allow the love into your life here. You have a lot of this like very strong 12th house energy, you know, which could be like making you very withdrawn. Could be taking you away from things that are, you know, could be taking away from being more open. Let's just put it that way. I feel like this position is kind of like showing you like the steps that you need to take. I wouldn't just say Venus conjunct Saturn. I would say that also Mars trining Neptune as well is kind of tied into this. I feel like these two placements could be showing you the steps you need to take so that you can get to where you're going in life, or so you can get the things that you desire. I feel like this position will also show you exactly what you don't want in your life, or things that you don't need in your life as well. It will probably show you things that you need to let go of. Just in general, Venus conjunct Saturn, I feel, can just, like in general, no matter what sign you are, I feel like it can definitely show us like things that are not, that we don't need in our lives in general, and it can definitely take things away. But I would say for you, anything that lacks substance or structure will probably be removed from your life. This is an amazing time to kind of like remove toxic habits from your life, and I feel like it's a really good time for you to get healthy as well here, Aquarius. Next, you have Mercury in Sagittarius, moving into Sagittarius. This will be in your 11th house. And I feel like for you, this is going to be very good for group work or any types of group work that you are doing. I feel like you need to like share your ideas here, and I feel like you need to make sure you're not holding back your ideas either. I feel like the problem is that you could be having very unique ideas. The other challenge for you is because of your Mars trine Neptune, which is in your 10th, in your second and your 10th house. The problem with that is that your ideas that you are having, like in work, career, business, whatever, Aquarius, they could be like very different. Or they could even kind of maybe challenge some existing or established beliefs that you have. They could also kind of like go against a group belief as well. And so we're going to see way more challenges like this, like in the media in general. We already see this, right? Like everybody's split up into groups. Everybody's fighting over the same thing. They're both saying the same thing, but differently. We're going to see a lot of this, right? But definitely for you, Aquarius, it would be more on a personal level. And but basically this position just says share your ideas with the class. Make sure to share ideas with people at work and business, in your love life, pretty much everything. I feel like this is a very good position for working on technology, travel, anything like that. And it could be a good time for you to like spend a lot of time with your friends as well here, Aquarius. Next, you have Mars trining Neptune again. This is between your 2nd and 10th house here. I feel like some of you could be like struggling to find your place in career or even in life in general. This could be something that you've been struggling with for a long time, and you could be like things could be have been very cloudy in regards to work and career. I feel like Mars is finally giving you that kind of push that you need to feel like you want to change your career, or feel like you want to find your place in your career in general. And I also feel like this is going to bring up very like creative ideas for you. These ideas that you're having, I'm just so you know, I'm going to say the same thing to Virgo. Virgo has very similar energy, but the same thing for you, Aquarius. I feel like these ideas that you're having, these creative ideas you're having at this time, are kind of like solutions to the problems that you could be dealing with. And I feel like you need to act on these ideas. I feel like you could have like very ambitious ideas as well, and I would definitely act on those ideas also. These could be like doing things that you've never thought you would ever do before. Could be you doing things that are extremely difficult or challenging. And again, I would just like take action with this energy. I would definitely watch your money. I would be resourceful at this time. Again, 2nd and 10th house, definitely having to do with money. And I said, you know, what I would say here is that I feel like this position, Mars trining Neptune, here's the thing with trines that I feel like I should have said at the beginning of this reading, is that a trine to me is kind of like something, the best way I can describe trines is that in someone's like natal chart, if they have a bunch of trines, they can actually be very lazy, because the trines are like things that we are born with. They are skills that we are just naturally have. We are naturally given, and things that we naturally have here on Earth. So we usually don't act on our trines unless something triggers a trine, or unless we, study astrology and we're like, oh, I need to work with this energy. So, the thing with this trine, the Mars trine Neptune, it's like we got to take action to make it happen. It's not like a square. It's not like something like that. That's where we are going to be forced to take action. We have the choice. So I feel like you need to kind of like make the choice to take advantage of this. But I feel like this position is saying you can have whatever you want. Like, I feel like you could have desires to make purchases, could be trying to purchase things that could be expensive as well at this time. But what I would say to you is I feel like you need to be resourceful in how you buy the things that you're going to buy. So like maybe you're trying to buy a car. Maybe you should buy a used car, or maybe you could find a way to get the money that doesn't involve getting a loan with, crazy repayment rate or something like that. So I would just be very, very resourceful with your finances. Overall, I feel like it's time for you to kind of like show people what you're made of, and I feel like you need to kind of like display your strengths, and I would also prepare to do that as well. Some of you could be like finding very unusual strengths that you have. And again, that goes back to the trine thing I said. Trines are skills that we're born with that we don't know we're good at. So it's like if you're born with something and if you don't know that it's special, then then you don't like use it. You don't use a skill because you're like, oh, everybody can do this. That's what trines do. When we're born with trines in a certain place, it could just say that, like I said, we could just be good at some sort of skill in life, or we could be good at doing something, but it just doesn't feel special to us because we were born that way. So I feel like you need to get ready to display your strengths here, Aquarius. But thank you, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. And all right, Capricorn. Capricorn, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in your first house. I feel like that the changes you are about to make are to yourself, of course, but I feel like you're looking to make sustainable changes, and I also feel like you could be looking at people in your life as whether or not they are sustainable or not. So I feel like you could be looking at relationships, but you could also be looking at yourself and looking for permanent changes to make in your life. I also feel like some of you could be kind of like looking at making sure that things in your life last for a very long period of time. This could be like in work, business, pretty much anything. I feel like it's a great time to make like educated changes to yourself as well with this position. So you could be like, these could be any types of changes at all. This could like include your appearance, but it could include anything having to do with your personality. And again, I feel like it would be a time to make educated changes to yourself with this position. I feel like it's a great time for you to start something new. Again, first house energy, really good for starting new things or starting something, like having new beginnings in general. I feel like intuitively, I would say this is like more intuitive, but I feel like some of you kind of, this position could show you where you are lacking maybe like emotionally, or where you are lacking certain emotional fulfillment in your life, especially when dealing with people. You could also notice how you don't connect to certain people like emotionally as well. And JC, we're talking about Venus conjuncting Saturn. Again, this is not accurate astrology. It's more intuitive to me, this message, but I would say that you could be kind of like focused on how you feel emotionally when you're dealing with people. You could either be looking for relationships with more emotional connection, or you could be kind of looking at how you can communicate with people more emotionally so that maybe you can have more of an effect on them. Next, you have Mercury in Sag in your 12th house, and this is going to be a great time to like reflect. I feel like a lot of you could be looking back on things that you have been learning for a long period of time. I feel like you could be looking at what you have gone through in life in general as well. I also feel like that you could be looking at the lessons that you have learned over the past, probably like, 7 to 8 years, something like that, Capricorn. I feel like you're looking at like where you have grown, or what has grown in that period of time. And I also feel like there could be hidden opportunities in the challenges that you've been through, Capricorn. So if I were you, I would be going back over the challenges you went through over the past many years, and I would be looking for solutions, or I'd be looking at like what prizes there were there in those areas of your life. I feel like it's a good time to like research anything in your like about life in general. So if you are interested in certain aspects of life in general, I would be researching that. And I would also say that if you are going through any challenges, the more research you can do, probably the better. That will probably lead to a lot more success. Next, you have Mars trining Neptune in your 11th house and your 3rd house. This is probably like a major focus on your wishes and dreams. I feel like you need to focus on how you can verbalize your dreams to other people. You have too much energy that says that other people will help you reach your dreams, but your challenge is how to get those dreams across to someone else. So I feel like a lot of you need to learn how to get people on board in life with you in general, and I feel like you need to learn how to accept their help and assistance as well. This could be in business, could be in work, but maybe you're trying to sell a business idea or work idea, but it could also be in love as well. It's like even in love, like really dating is just like convincing the other person to choose us, really. So I feel like a lot of you need to look at like how to convince people. Obviously that sounds weird for relationships, but needing to find the proper way to display your strengths or whatever the case may be in relationships. I feel like that in a lot of ways that you need to trust your like enthusiasm with this energy. I feel like you could be very enthusiastic. I feel like you could be having like and also I would say you're having periods of time where you're not enthusiastic. I feel like you need to focus on anywhere in your life where you feel enthusiastic. I feel like you need more of that enthusiastic energy in your life. I also feel like this is a really good time for you, of course, like I just said, to work on teams for anything you want. It could even be a great time for you to work with like family members. It could be great for working on anything in general, especially in a group. I feel like that for you, overall, your main advice here is to be very clear, and I feel like you need to work on kind of like creating more authority in your life or becoming an authority figure. And I feel like you need to act as if you already are an authority figure. But part of being like a true authority is like surrounding yourself with the right people who can help you and kind of guide you and all that other stuff as well. It's like just look at the president, right? That usually has a bunch of people who are advising him. So I feel like a lot of you need to build like a lot of people around you who are advising you in life in general. But that's that, Capricorn. So thank you, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in your 2nd house. I feel like for a lot of you that with this in your 2nd house, you are just kind of like looking, you are kind of like thinking about what is real in regards to material goods and things like that. So, but you could also have material needs with this position as well. You could be kind of like thinking like, what things do I really need materially? And, you could be just thinking like, what do I really need in my life? And those thoughts could just be popping up in your head. I also feel like you could be kind of worried about income, or you could be worried about material success as well. And you definitely having a much stronger desire for financial freedom with this energy. I would watch your spending for sure here, Sagittarius, and I would definitely focus on financial growth. But I feel like for you here, Sag, that this is like a marathon, definitely not a sprint. I feel like some of you, it's like, I feel like there's just a very strong temptation to move towards the quick cash, towards a quick buck, right, with this energy. But I feel like you desperately need to focus on kind of longer term plans and things to create financial success. That's probably what you're learning with this position in general, is that things that sound too good to be true probably are. Things that kind of have stood the test of time already are probably going to last a lot longer, especially financially as well. Mercury, of course, is moving into your sign, and so I feel like mentally you are going to be very quick. I feel like this is great for kind of like very quick thinking as well, being very clear with your thoughts also. I feel just the one danger with Mercury in your sign is going to be like needing to finish things. I do feel, just intuitively, I feel for you, Sagittarius, like distraction. I feel like you have a lot of opportunity for long-term success starting now with Mercury going into your sign. But I feel like you need to focus on like one thing and see it through to the end. I feel like you need to like finish projects and kind of like see things all the way through. Next, Sagittarius, you have Neptune in your 12th house, in your 4th house. I'm talking about this trine Mars, trine Neptune. That's between your 12th and your 4th house. And I feel like that this is saying that you, Sagittarius, need to work on your own. And I feel like you need to follow your dreams as well. I also feel like you need to listen to like the dreams that you have at night or your daydreams. I feel like they could be bringing you a lot of messages. They could be bringing you like a lot of clarity or ideas as well about things that you're dealing with. With the fourth house being involved with Neptune here, again, I do not like Neptune fourth house stuff at all, because to me that can represent problems with like your pipes, with water in your house and all that other stuff. So it'd be a good time to make sure that, to be careful with water in the house. Don't leave your bathtub running to overflow or something crazy like that. I also feel like you can act on opportunities at this time much faster with this energy. Any types of opportunities, but mostly opportunities to fix the stability in different areas of your life. So if you feel like your relationship isn't stable, you could be making it more stable. If you've recently been in an argument or had a disagreement, again, you could be stabilizing those things as well. And even with your family or people you lived with, you could be fixing things with those types of people as well with this position. I would say that the main advice for you here, Sagittarius, is to focus on planning for the future, definitely. And I would also say don't let the fear of the unknown get in the way. I feel like that's probably one of the major things that you're dealing with overall in your chart here. So I feel like you need to focus and also kind of like let go of the fear of the unknown, because I feel like the fear of the unknown is going to prevent you from being successful in whatever it is you're trying to do. So that's that, Sagittarius. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what we have for you. Scorpio, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in your third house. So I feel like this may show weaknesses that you have with other people in general. And I feel like you may have a hard time communicating with people kind of like clearly. Or people might just not understand you. It's funny because I said this to you last week as well. Mostly because of, again, just Saturn was in your third house in general. And it's kind of almost like you're speaking another language, or you could feel like you are speaking another language in general, because it's almost like people don't understand you. But I do feel like this will start to get better. I would definitely say with this position, kind of like no people pleasing. You could feel like a weird anxieties or weird anxious feelings, because it's like one of those things where sometimes if maybe you don't hear back from someone that you want to hear back from with this position, then you start getting anxious, then you start blowing up their phone, and then they don't like you anymore because you bothered them, right? So this says no like rushing into things like that. If you don't hear back from someone, just let it go. They'll probably come back to you in a few days, or it might just take them a little bit of time. So no allowing like anxiety to take over, especially involving communication or relationships with this position. I feel like a lot of you could, on a very deep level, be examining your anxieties or kind of like your fears, and you could be deciding whether or not these anxieties and fears are necessary at all. So I feel like a lot of you could be kind of just like removing the anxieties that you feel in general in life, and I feel like that will be good. Next, you have Mercury and Sag in your second house, and I would say no rushing into things. Just like I said on the last placement, I definitely wouldn't rush into anything here. I also feel like your work or business ideas could be too big for people. Again, remember what I just said about people might have a hard time like understanding the things that you are trying to do in work or business. I feel like you need to take your big ideas and break them down into smaller pieces and just start with a smaller piece. So if you have a work or business idea, it's okay to share it, but just break it down into a tiny little piece and share that and start small. I feel like this is a really good position for you to budget your finances. Or so it would be really good to kind of like set up a budget. I also feel that this is a good time for you to like picture your future life and plan it out. So I feel like it's good for like planning your future life. I feel like you need to focus on like your senses as well here, Sagittarius. For you, Scorpio, I feel like a lot of you need to kind of like taste, touch, and feel things that you have a desire for. I feel like intuitively, this is more of like an intuitive thing that I feel. I feel like you should start working on kind of like sensing what your future life is going to be like, and I feel like you need to go towards like the smallest feeling that you possibly can have, and I feel like you need to move towards it. The best example I can give you of what the hell I'm trying to spit out here, Scorpio, is it's like one of those things. Maybe you want to buy a Ferrari, right? I would say with this position here, this would be like the perfect time for you to go to a Ferrari dealership and just sit in one, or just go there. Maybe they won't let you drive one, but maybe they'll let you like touch the handle of one at the dealership or something like that. Like, I literally feel like you need to have like feel the things you desire, even if you can't have them right now with this position for sure. Because I feel like with the Sagittarius, again, Sagittarius, your second house, it's like you need to bring these things down to earth. You need to make things more of a reality, even if you can't have them right now. And that's what this position says. And also the other positions that we're going to be talking about. So I feel like you need to make things as real as you possibly can. And again, I would like find a way to experience something that you desire, even if you can't have the actual thing. That will bring you one step closer. And I feel like you need to focus on these small steps as well. Again, all the Capricorn energy. I've been saying this all year, right? And next you have Mars trining Neptune in your 5th and your 1st house. I feel like a lot of you could be like attaching your identity to like hobbies or interests and passions as well. I feel like you need to ask yourself if you are embracing passions, or if you are, then I feel like you definitely need to like keep embracing things that are passions for you. I feel like some of you could be hiding your passions as well, or you could be kind of like not sharing them with other people, and I feel like you need to like get away from that. I feel like you need to take action on things that make you feel enthusiastic, kind of like I said to Taurus, or no, somebody else, I don't remember who, but I feel like you need to kind of like take action on things that make you feel excited, that kind of make you feel enthusiastic with this energy as well. I also feel like you should be careful of like rushing into new love as well here, Scorpio, because I feel like because of where Neptune is here, it's like you might not be seeing the whole picture. You might not be seeing everything properly. So I feel like you need to take your time. I feel like it's an amazing time for anything new, and especially involving like passions, hobbies, or creativity. So if you're starting something new in one of those areas of your life, I feel like it's amazing for that. But again, as far as relationships are concerned, we have like the rose-colored glasses on, right? We're seeing things, we're idealizing relationships if we have this position in our 5th and our 1st house. So I would be careful of like rushing into a relationship. I feel like your main advice here is to move boldly towards your desires, but focus on the things that will fill you with energy. Focus on things that kind of return energy to you, not things that like suck energy away from you. So that's what I would say to you, Scorpio. But thank you, Scorpio. All right, Libra. Libra, let's see. Libra, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in your 4th house. Major focus on stability. Major focus on like home and family, and even love in the home, or how you feel love in the home. I would say anything that isn't stable or anything that doesn't have structure to it is probably going to just crumble at this time. That's what this position does in the first place. And I feel like you will probably be kind of like moving away or removing things that make you not feel safe. So I feel like there's a very strong desire for like safety here. I feel like it's a really good time to like make your home a nicer place to live, or you could be like just making improvements in your home in general with this position. You could also be creating like your own little space for yourself here, Libra, and I feel like that would be a good idea as well. I feel like you need to like focus on, like I feel like I've said this to you the other night, I feel like you need to focus on like the structure of things that you're building, including relationships. So relationships, love, money, business, spirituality, anything. I feel like you need to focus on like the foundations of the things that you're building, not so much the big picture, which most of the other people are like focus on the big picture. Next, you have Mercury moving into Sagittarius in your 3rd house. I feel like this is a great time to like learn something new, or great for just learning in general. So if you're in school, if you're taking any tests, by the way, this is very positive for you as well. It's a great time for dealing with like siblings and neighbors also with this position. I feel like you need to like slow down your mind here as well, and I feel like it could be it's a good time to explore your ideas here, Libra, and I feel like it would be a good time to try almost everything that comes across your mind. To me, actually, I feel like this is a good time for those of you with like ADD. To me, this position is very much like ADD, where you could be like all over the place, and it could like appear to other people that you are spinning your tires, but I actually feel like this is kind of like a good thing for you. I feel like experimentation, trying new things, trying everything that comes across your crazy mind right now could be like a really good idea. Next, you have Mars trining Saturn in your 2nd and your 6th house. There's like a major focus here still on security and kind of like looking for the actions you need to take to create more stability or security in your life, probably like all areas of your life. I feel like you may be taking a bigger look at things that you value with this position as well, and see if they actually provide value or not, or see if they actually provide security or not. So again, you could be looking at like things that you own, you could be looking at belief systems, you could be looking at anything, and you could be seeing like, do I really do these things really provide security or not? I would definitely watch, by the way, I would watch out for the drinking, I'd watch out for the drugs with this position. And it's funny because I literally said this to you the other night, for you, Libra. I said no drinking and driving. And again, this position to me is just really bad for, alcohol in general, or, alcohol or drugs dealing with your health. So I would avoid that. I would definitely avoid stress with this as well. I feel like your main advice here is that, like, I feel like there's success coming in for you, but I feel like you have to release, like, other people's garbage is kind of like what I intuitively feel for you here, Libra. And I also feel like progress is coming, but I think you need to, like, focus on the progress here as well. But that's what I got for you, Libra. So thank you, Libra. And Virgo, let's see what we have for you, Virgo. Virgo, you have Venus conjunct Saturn in your 5th house, and this is like you defining the true value of love in general in your life, or you are defining what like maybe you have felt a lack of love in your life in general, and you could be asking yourself, like, do you even know what love is? So I feel like some of you could be asking yourself what love is and whether or not you know what love is in the first place. I feel like this position is actually making you very clear on what love is, and I feel like you're no longer willing to just like date just anyone with this position either. I also feel like relationships may have been like hollow, so you might have been experiencing like very hollow, empty relationships in the past, or it could be that relationships made you feel that way in the first place. I feel like you're looking for like the real thing with this position as well. I feel like some of you could be also searching for creative, like a muse basically for your creativity. So you might be looking for like creative outlets, or you could be looking for inspiration that and this could be in any area of your life that makes you creative. So it could be like it could be through moving, it could be through getting into a relationship that makes you more creative. It could be anything, but I feel like you're looking for a reason to be creative with this energy. Next, you have Mercury in Sag in your 4th house, and I would say watch out for your emotions with this here. I would definitely keep them in check. I would try to stabilize your emotions as much as possible. This is a really good position for communicating with family, or dealing with family members, things like that. Great time to spend time at home and just do things from the home. I would say that, like, intuitively, I feel like for you here, Virgo, that you might be searching for kind of like a place. I feel that many of you will be searching for a place that like makes you feel whole and allows you to create, maybe even looking for a place that kind of like inspires you. And this could be in work. This could also be, what I'm trying to say is, this could also be a work or business change. So I would say if you are feeling a lack of creativity, if you are feeling like you just have lost your spark in general, I feel like, again, you could be looking to move, like literally where you live, or you could be looking for a new job or a new business or some sort of change. And I feel like a lot of you could be doing that with these cards. Next, you have Mars trining Neptune as well. This is going to be in your 3rd and your 7th house. So I feel like you have a strong desire to communicate like very openly with people in relationships. I feel like the truth really wants to come out here, Virgo, with this position. I feel like it's a great position as always. Again, anything having to do with like the 3rd house, really good for learning in general. And I feel like this could be you learning how to listen into relationships. And I'm not saying that you don't listen in relationships, but what I am saying, Virgo, is that you might have attracted like a lot of hurt or a lot of pain, or people have hurt you in past relationships. And with this position here, you could be saying to yourself, like I've been talking about this year in general because it's a major energy that we're all dealing with. And like I've said all year, to me, people right now are do not lie to us. Like, I have all these people coming to me. It's funny because I've had several readings where people have said, like, so and so lied to me, they did this, that, and the other thing. But I'm always like, actually, if you reread what you just said, they didn't lie to you at all. So, you know, for example, it's like maybe you were in a relationship and maybe the person kept saying to you in the beginning of the relationship, maybe they said, I don't really want a commitment, I don't want to commit right now, I'm not looking for a commitment. Maybe they said words like that, but then maybe they eventually committed. It's like they told you exactly what was going to happen at the beginning of the relationship. The other thing that I've noticed is that, again, same thing. People say exactly what's going to happen right at the beginning of the relationship lately, or, you know, this year. So people will say things like, all my relationships usually end by X, Y, and Z, or all my relationships don't last, or, you know, whatever. So it's like people are telling us exactly what's going to happen. So people don't lie right now. They're telling us exactly what's going to happen. We just have to listen to their words. And that's what I feel like you're doing with this position right here. I feel that for a lot of you, you could be like looking, like, I feel like you are now looking at people's actual words, like I said, exactly what they are saying in all relationships. I feel like you're looking at your own words as well that you use in relationships, and I feel like this is helping you to stay away from like one-sided relationships or just relationships that aren't going to last in general. I would say that for you, I feel like you need to focus on, like, overall, I feel like you need to focus on creativity and creative solutions to pretty much everything that you're dealing with. I feel like your creativity is kind of like the way out and the way away from challenges, difficulties, pretty much everything like that. So that's that, Virgo. But thank you, Virgo. Leo. Leo, you say you have Venus conjunct Saturn in your 6th house here. So I feel like this is saying that for you, it's important. You are looking at what's important in your daily routines, and I feel like you are also looking at the fact that, like, are the things that you are doing on a daily basis important in general. I feel like you could be also looking for relationships that have a plan. Like, I feel like you want to be in a relationship where there's equal kind of like investment into the relationship. Both people are putting in the same amount of time. And I also feel like you want a proper like give and take in a relationship as well. This is all relationships for you, Leo, including like organizations you work for. So, you know, you could work for a major corporation or an organization. And again, you could be looking for more of an equal give and take here. Same thing with like business partners as well, if you have business partners. I also feel like you could be kind of like focused on, like, you could be focused on perfectionism as well with this energy. And I feel like really the important thing for you here, Leo, with this position is like you need to focus on what can you perfect and what can others perfect for you. So you can't perfect everything, Leo. It's just impossible, right? So I feel like you need to look at the things you can be perfect at so you can perfect them in work, in business, or your health, or your daily routine. And then I feel like you need to look at things that other people can do for you that they are perfect at as well. So I've been saying all year to you, Leo, don't fix your own sink. Nobody has a clue what I'm talking about, right? But anyway, don't fix your own sink. You know, especially if you can hire someone better to do it. So that's what I'd say there, Leo. Next, you have Mercury in Sag in your 5th house. Really good for, I mean, this is pretty simple for you here, Leo. It's very good for creative projects, things like that. Great for planning on traveling as well. I would definitely focus on play, having a good time, having fun. Great time for like focusing on hobbies, having fun with your hobbies. And you could even be turning a hobby into a business with all this energy. We talk about that a lot with you as well, Leo. And I feel like that's something that you could be doing. Next, you have Mars trining Neptune in your 4th and your 8th house. I would say that really overall, I feel that you are kind of like breaking away from comfort in general, and we talk about this all the time with the cards as well, and I feel like you are kind of like removing yourself from the familiar. I feel like you're branching out. I feel like you are kind of starting to see that comfort is an illusion now, and I feel like you are seeing the illusion that comfort provides you, like the security blanket you get from staying with something that is comfortable. It could be in any area of your life. It could be a relationship, a business, a job, pretty much anything. And I feel like this is kind of like life-changing for you, Leo, at this time. And I feel that a lot of you could be like forced away from comfort. For some of you, I feel like you need to open up to other people's points of view. With this energy, you could be very stubborn, or you could be very locked into seeing things only one way. And I feel like you need to like look at the energy that other people can give you, or I feel like you need to look at the other ideas that people have about whatever it is you're dealing with in your life. I would definitely say no lending money with this energy. You'll probably never see it back again. And I feel like a lot of you could be kind of like examining your finances, just looking for a better flow financially in general. Overall, I would say that my main advice here would be, I feel like it's a good time for you to like meditate, reflect. I feel like it's a really good time for you to focus on reality and like kind of let go of comfort. I would just say comfort is now an illusion for you, Leo, and something from the past. Basically, I feel like things from the past can no longer save you, basically. And so this could be like a job that you've had for a very long period of time. And I feel like this is saying, this position, all these positions are saying like maybe that job has served its purpose. Now it's time to move on to something else. Same thing with relationships in general. And that's what I feel like you need to do. I feel like this is a very empowering time for you, Leo, because I feel like you're realizing that the only person that can save you is you. So very good, Leo. Cancer, let's see what we have for you here. Cancer and Cancer. Cancer, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in the 7th house. I feel like that you are finally seeing the flaws in a past relationship here and seeing why like maybe a past relationship didn't work in the first place. And I feel like some of you could definitely be experiencing an ending in general with this energy. I feel like you really have a very kind of like strong desire for love, but I would say don't just rush into something for comfort. Kind of like I just said to Leo. Again, you're born right next to Leo, so I feel like that this is saying that you need to make sure not to rush towards a relationship just for the comfort of being in a relationship. I'm not too, I don't think this is a bad energy for you, Cancer, but it is in Capricorn. I feel like some of you could be attracting people who are like dominant in relationships or extremely controlling, so I'd be very careful of that. I feel like this is almost like a test for you here, Cancer. Like in all relationships, not just love, but also like business and other areas of your life as well. It's almost like a test from the universe. It's like this position is saying, like, are you going to fall for the same old type of person, or are you going to fall for somebody from the past, or are you going to move on to something that you know is much better for you? So pass the test. Next, you have Mercury and Sagittarius. This is going to be in your 6th house, and I feel like you are very focused on work, even if you're retired. I would say, Cancer, with this energy, you could be focused on, like, even if you're retired, you could be focused on yard work, housework. You could be focused on working out as well, and, like, all sorts of things here with this energy. I feel like it's a really good time for you to, like, listen to your body as well, health-wise. Like, I feel like your body will be telling you exactly what you want, or exactly what you need to stay healthy, and I feel like you just need to listen to that. Also, with this energy, again, it's pretty simple energy, Mercury in the 6th. It also just says that could be a great time for you to see like medical professionals if you're having health issues or anything like that. Next, you have Mars trining Neptune in your 5th and 9th house here, Cancer. Like, intuitively, I feel like that you really want to be heard in love, in a relationship, or in a romantic situation in general. And I feel like you need a relationship where you can kind of, like, express yourself to the other person. I feel like there might be, like, either a stronger desire for an emotional connection, or someone who is maybe more emotional, or who can kind of, like, pick up on your emotional states. Or it could be you want someone who you can just express yourself to, where you feel comfortable expressing your emotions to the person, like, in the first place. I feel like it's a really great time for you to also pursue big ideas with this position, and of course, really great for metaphysical type work as well. I feel like your main advice here for you, Cancer, is that you are kind of like in your own power here. I feel like you need to focus on maintaining balance and maintaining a positive emotional state, and I feel like that will pretty much lead to everything you want. So, Cancer, love it. There you go, Cancer. All right, Gemini. Gemini, you have Venus conjunct Saturn in your 8th house. I feel like this brings intensity to all your relationships overall in general here, Gemini. I feel like you have very strong, like, intimate desires here with this position, but I also feel like the, like, truth will be coming out from relationships as well here, Gemini. I feel like that you could be looking at very deep issues in relationships. I feel like you could be looking at the root cause of problems in relationships as well. And I feel like you could be trying to fix those things. I feel like, again, that there is a very deep desire to look at the root cause of a lot of issues, especially like in love as well. So what's a good example? I feel like, for example, you could be looking at your partner's childhood. You could be going back to your partner's childhood in relationships. Same thing with like boss type relationships or any other type of relationship that you have. You could be going back to the person's past. You could be kind of analyzing people more on a psychological level, and you could be trying to understand them on a deeper level as well. Really, this is probably like a good bad thing for you, Gemini, I would say. I feel like it's good because it is allowing you to understand people on a very different level, on a very deep level. It could remove relationships from your life as well. It's like you might, you might be thinking, you might be trying to give someone a pass here. Like maybe someone's being a jerk, and you're just gonna, and you're trying to say, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, maybe they were raised by terrible people or something like that. And then you could find out that maybe their parents are saints, right? Maybe they were really good parents, and you're like, oh, well, this person's just a jerk, just that simple. So then you cut them out of your life. So that could definitely happen with this position. Next, you have Mercury and Sagittarius in your 7th house here, Gemini. And I feel like you prefer kind of like more one-on-one communication with this, not so much focused on like group stuff here. I feel like this is going to be a really good position for you to negotiate things, or really good for like negotiating jobs and things like that, but also really great for like dealing with contracts. It's kind of a weird position, I would say, not so much like for signing contracts or anything like that, but if you are like preparing a contract, or if you are putting a contract together, or if you're thinking about signing a contract, I feel like this could be a very good position for you. I also feel like in relationships in general, I feel like you're very persuasive, like charming and all that other stuff. But I feel like you need to focus on like the big picture. I feel like you shouldn't focus on small details with this position. I talk about this all the time because like even here, I moved into this apartment complex, and when I was walking around this apartment complex with the kid that was showing us around, he's a great kid, very sweet kid, right? But he was like telling me about like all sorts of shit that I just could not care any less about, right? He was telling me about the paintings around the place and everything like that. I'm like, dude, you're trying to sell me to move in here. I don't care about any of this. So it's like one of those things. You need to focus on what people actually care about, especially if you're in sales, if you're selling apartments. I mean, don't even get me started. If you are, just trying to get people to come around to your point of view, focus on what matters to them. I mean, this is like the first rule this is like the first rule of negotiating. It's like you have to figure out what the other person actually wants from the negotiation. So that's what I feel like you have to do here. Like I said, big picture, focus on the important stuff, not the little stuff and anything that you're doing. Next, we have Mars trining Neptune for you here, Gemini, in your 6th and your 10th house. Very strong desire for like career growth and maybe moving in a new direction in your life. I would say no rushing to judgment in career. I've been telling you this all year. You and Sagittarius, right? Your opposite sign. I've been telling you all year, no like just quitting jobs, no just like leaving things without having anything kind of lined up first here, Gemini. I feel like that you could be almost experiencing like many spiritual flat tires, especially in regards to career, but it could be also other areas of your life as well. But I feel like, for example, maybe you want a job, but you don't get the job. Maybe you want a promotion, but you don't get the promotion. But I feel like the reason is that this position is probably moving you towards something much better. I feel like it's moving you towards something much greater, and I feel like you need to believe that as well. The other thing I would say to you here is no busy work. I've definitely said this to you before here, Gemini. I'm sure we've all worked with those people, right, that just spaz out whenever anything happens, and it's never important. I used to work at Starbucks. I've worked with like at least 2 people I can think of that like when something little tiny would happen, they'd be like running around, freaking everybody out, yelling and screaming, like, oh my god, we're out of cups, like, all, making it a big deal. I'm like, listen, this is not a trauma surgery that we're performing right now trying to save somebody's life. It's Starbucks. It doesn't matter. Don't make mountains out of molehills with this energy, especially in work. Things could seem more important than they actually are, and that's what I would say here, especially in work. Like, you could be like getting too excited about things, so I would say don't do that. I would also say that for a lot of you that, like I said, don't be a chicken with your head cut off, basically, here, Gemini. And I would say that probably really this week in general, things may seem very important, but they probably are not. So I would be careful of like making things more important than they actually are. Like the best example I could give is like, again, Seven of Cups, right? You know, Seven of Cups is not a terrible card, but it is a card of like making like tiny little things bigger than they actually are. So that's what I'd say here. Main advice for you here, Gemini, would be like to, you know, just pause, basically. Take a pause. I'd say make sure you're not like sacrificing yourself for other people as well. And I would also say, are you looking at something that is reality, or is it just a show, or is it fake? I feel like you need to like gain a new perspective on things that you're dealing with, and also I feel like learning something new would be very good for you, pretty much for everybody, but definitely you, Gemini. So that's that. All right, thank you, Gemini. Taurus, let's see here. Taurus, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in your 9th house. Of course, a very strong desire for freedom with this position, and you will probably not be boxed in with this position as well, is what I'd say to you, Taurus. Again, this is going to be a huge, huge major focus for you because of Uranus moving into Taurus. You know, Uranus is in Taurus as well. So you will definitely be having a very strong desire for more freedom in your life. I feel like you're more like open to new ways of thinking with this position, with this energy. And I feel like you are kind of looking for unique and kind of like abstract ideas in life as well. A lot of you, I think, could be more open to like eccentric ideas or unique ideas that it could be anything, literally. It could be in love, it could be in spirituality, it could be in business, it could be just anything, right? So I would say keep an eye out for things that kind of like spark your interest or catch your eye that seem like different. I feel like a lot of you could be like traveling at this time. This could also bring in long distance love as well, is what I would say to you here, Taurus. So a lot of you could be getting into something long distance with these cards. For others, I feel like this is a really good time for like writing or broadcasting yourself. So if you're doing that, I feel like it would be a good time for you to do that. The other thing that I really like about this energy for you, Taurus, is like I feel like this energy here is kind of giving you the like the eyes to see whether or not something it has legs or not. So I feel like if you're like planning on starting something, I feel like you will have a very good sense of whether or not something is going to work out or not here. With this position, I feel like you can really trust yourself. Normally, I say like this year, I've been telling people to experiment and try new things and just get started on things, right? But I feel like with this energy, actually, you do have like a very good sense of whether or not projects, relationships, whatever, if they're going to work out or not. And I also feel like if it would be a really good time for you to learn about anything that has value to you. Anything that you value in life, it would be a good time to learn about something there. Next, you have Mercury and Sag in your 8th house, and this is, again, amazing for kind of like researching big, bright ideas that you have in your life, and anything that can bring like joy and happiness to your life as well. I've definitely said this to you before, Taurus, and I feel like it comes up in the tarot all the time, that you need to like move towards things, and I feel like you need to like get to the bottom of something here with this energy in general, like something that interests you. If you keep having a dream to start a business or do something, I feel like you need to get to the bottom of that. For others, I feel like this could be, you could literally be having dreams at night that are repeating, and I feel like you need to get to the bottom of what those things mean. I almost feel like something could be becoming like an obsession here for you, but I feel like this is a positive obsession. This is not something that is a negative obsession. I feel like it's saying if you can be obsessed with an idea, like a work idea, business idea, a project, a personal project, something that matters to you, if you can kind of like live the idea, then I feel like it could be like very serious for you, and it could become something that is like very successful for you as well. So I love that, Taurus. Next, you have Mars trining Neptune in your 7th and your 11th house as well. And I feel like really with this position, you are like looking for a place to belong here, Taurus. I feel like you are kind of like having a very strong desire for commitments to things in general. This could be very good for relationships, like love relationships, but it could be that you are looking for a place to live. It could be that you're looking for a job home, like somewhere where you can work that feels like home. Pretty much anything like that. I feel like you also kind of like will be seeing value very, very clearly with these positions. Kind of like I said earlier, I feel like you're able to see the value that things have. I also feel like you're able to see the value that you have as well in different areas of your life, in relationships, but also like in business and work. And I feel like that is very good because it's like you have a sense of where you stand right now, and I feel like that could lead to a lot of success. But not only that, it could lead to you deciding like who is with you and who is against you, and so it's allowing you to like clear people out of your life who no longer serve you. It's allowing you to put more time and energy into the relationships that support you. And of course, that's always a good thing. I would say that my main advice for you here, Taurus, is that I feel like you may start to feel as if you have like found your place, like your home in the world. And I feel like you need to focus on things that kind of like create that and also create more freedom in your life as well. So that's that, Taurus. So thank you, Taurus. All right, Aries. Aries, I have to type down your timestamp because as always, I lost my pen. So because I threw it. So let me just type this down. All right, perfect. Aries, you have Venus conjuncting Saturn in your 10th house. Intuitively, I feel like you are kind of like learning from your failures with this energy for some reason. That's what popped into my head when I was kind of like meditating for you, Aries, was that you could be kind of looking at like what happened in certain failures in your life, probably having to do with work or business relationships or just work or business in general. And I feel like you're kind of like looking at those things and looking at the rewards, or you're looking at how you can get rewards from things. I always tell people like at the end of pain is success, but I also tell people, like I always say, like I made the joke the other night where I said, maybe, people are always like trying to tell me all the terrible things that are happening to them. Like, like I said the other night, like their, what the hell did I say? Their mother-in-law got run over by a tank or something like that. And it was a joke, of course, obviously. But, the funny thing is that I was like trying to say, look at the bright side of things here. So I feel like a lot of you need to look for the rewards and the difficulties or challenges that you've been through with this energy. I feel like people could see you as very attractive at this time, Aries, so definitely get out there. I also feel like you need to commit to like more positive relationships in general. I feel like there is like a flip-flop energy going on here as well, Aries, where I feel like you could be feeling very isolated in love in general. And I'd say especially if you have made changes recently. And I'm not talking about just love relationships. I'm talking about like this could be family. It could be you could feel isolated from your family or your friends or pretty much anything. But especially if you have made a change. So I'd say if you have moved recently, if you have changed your job recently, or if you've made any other type of change, I feel like you could be feeling like much more isolated from the people in your life. And I would say if you are feeling that, I feel like you need to kind of like focus on building positive relationships where you are. I feel like I keep getting this anchor thing for you, Aries, just in this reading tonight. And I feel like it's saying don't allow people to keep you down. I feel like if you have Aries in your chart as well, that this is very important for you. So I feel like if you have Aries in any major areas of your chart, if you have made a change, I feel like you need to not allow people to like drag you back down with this energy. I feel like for a lot of you, this could be like also showing you if you have really been putting in the work or not. So, and this could sound challenging, right? Because like if you have not been putting the work into something, this could bring an ending to a situation, but really not, because I feel like it's showing you where you have not been putting in the work, and it's like allowing you to fix it. So I'd say take advantage of it. If you're not seeing results in work, business, or love, or any other area of your life, this is saying you will now see it. So now it's time for you to kind of like take advantage of it and put the work in. Finally, or next, I should say, you have Mercury in Sag in your 9th house here, Aries. And I feel like for some of you, this is great for sharing things. It's really great for writing and kind of like sharing information as well. So if you have a job or a business that involves like sharing information or teaching people things, anything like that, I feel like it would be really great for you. Really great for like school and education as well here, Aries. And kind of great for planning for the future as well. I feel like you need to be more like playful with this energy, so I feel like it'd be a good time to focus on play or creating some opportunities for play, and it would be great just for doing anything that you enjoy doing in general. Finally, you have Mars trining Neptune in your 8th and your 12th house, between those two houses. And I feel like you are just like not satisfied with the way things are with this position in general. I feel like it's like your dreams are probably breathing new life into something old. And I feel like I said this to you last week as well, but I feel like you could be like reviving an old idea or an old plan, or you could even be reviving an old relationship. I would definitely say this energy, it would not be talking about an ex, for example. So probably not a love relationship, but you could be bringing back a relationship back to life from the past. You could be starting a relationship with someone from the past, but not an ex, like I said, with this energy. It could be like an old friend or someone you haven't seen in a while, something like that, if we are talking about love here. I feel like really overall, it's like this energy is saying that you are starting to see the connection between things. It's like you're connecting the dots between things in your life, and I feel like this will make things easier. I would say my main advice for you here, Aries, I keep wanting to say Aquarius, Aries, is it's time to like take a leap of faith. I feel like it's time for you to be more free-spirited. I feel like it's not time for you to hold back on your desires. I feel like you need to like kind of like move towards your stronger desires with this energy. So that's that. All right, thank you everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. That was a long one. So thank you everybody. Really appreciate it. Like I said, I am going to actually just answer questions now. So super chats, of course, will have preference. But if you have any questions, pop them down below once I get through these super chats. I don't think I have a ton to do tonight anyway, in general. But let's see where I was, because I have no clue. JC, thank you for the super chat. You say I was kidding. Thank you. Raymond, thank you for the super chat. For the week, you have the Two of Cups. Could be love, Raymond. Yeah, Empress, attracting someone into your life. Could be a Taurus. Could be any sign, of course. But I feel like you could be attracting someone into your life here, Raymond. Could be very good for you. Victoria, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. How does my dog Alex feel about me? He's a Cancer. I feel like he feels you're the devil. Look at this. The Chariot? No, that you're a Victory. I feel like the devil could just say that he feels bound to you. Obviously, you are his owner, so that's what I would say to you here. So that actually looks pretty good. Chariot, Victory, happiness, good energy is what I'd say to you. JC, thank you again. You said this position. I asked what position. Innuendo. I got it. Rose, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You say my bitch of a niece is having Christmas Eve this year. Should I go for the kids or F it? I feel like you could go if you wanted to, is what I would say to you. Yeah, I feel like things would be fine for you. Here, this is a very good energy. Judgment literally returning, you know, and the Queen of Cups says you could go. So I feel like you could go if you wanted to. I feel like it'd be good for you. Maisie, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Card for the work week ahead, please. Emperor, very straightforward week. Emperor in the Pentacle cards to me are cards of kind of like just very straightforward energy, very straightforward kind of like working and energy as well. So I feel like it's just like a very kind of like you know, I feel like it's just very straightforward energy is what I would say to you here of work. So I feel like you're just putting in the work this week. Yeah, Hermit, trying to find your inner light. I feel like you're trying to find love. This would say if you're trying to find love to stand out, so try to do things that make you stand out is what I would say here, Maisie. But I feel like you could be gaining clarity on love as well, which a lot of, again, just overall for everybody, you know, this conjunction between Venus and Saturn can definitely bring up a lot of clarity in love, basically. Sandy Rose, thank you for the super chat. I think I'm supposed to be moving in 2020. If so, do I move east or west? East or west? I would definitely say east. West has 5 of Pentacles, so I would say no. East has the 7 of Pentacles, more financial opportunity, more growth. Yeah, definitely. 8 of Pentacles as well. Same thing. So, yeah, I would say east for sure. Megan, hello. Thank you for the super chat. You say, will he reach out? I would say yes. I feel like it'll be a surprise for you, Megan. Yeah, Ace of Wands, passionate, new beginning. Could be water. I feel like you always get water. Could be a water sign, knight in shine, or just a knight in shining armor in general. Could also be a fire sign as well, or could be water, fire, fire, water. You know the drill. You know, something like that. I feel like it'll be a surprise. Both these cards to me could represent a surprise. So yes, is what I would say to you, Megan. For sure. All right, everybody. I think I'm all caught up tonight, so I think so. I don't see anyone else, unless I missed someone. Scott, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Scott, if you have a question, feel free to pop it in down below. I'll be happy to answer it. ROI King, what kind of rebirth or transformation is playing in my life? I feel like you're becoming a leader, is what I'd say to you here with the 2 wands. So, like, some sort of leadership role, or becoming more of a leader in your life in general. That's what I'd say to you. All right, everybody, if you have a question, like I said, pop it in down below. Stick around for a little while longer to answer questions. Lynette, thank you for the super chat. You have the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty. A lot of happiness here, Lynette, is what I'd say to you. And the Six of Pentacles, putting your energy where you want it, basically. So I feel like you're putting energy into things that you want. Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty. So yeah, love it. That looks very, very good for you. Late bloomer, hello. I'm going back to California this week with my very limited time to figure out things out before my time's up. Will I be homeless for a little bit before? I would say no. I feel like you could easily find a way around from the situation. Three of Pentacles, like teamwork. High Priestess needing to take more action, but I feel like things will be fine, is what I'd say to you. Scott, thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Having trouble deciding if moving forward from an old relationship to new. You have the Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is a card of someone coming back from the past, Scott. It's one of the few cards that I consider to be a card of someone coming back from the past. But I would say don't go back to someone from the past with the Wheel of Fortune, because to me, it just says the same thing is going to happen again. The Justice card is your clue here, Scott. The Justice card basically says that if there is no energy being put into the situation, it's not going to work out. So if the other person is not putting energy into the relationship right now, then it's not going to work out. Yeah, I would move on, is what I would say to you. You have the Nine of Pentacles, choosing to be single. Just because you're choosing to be single doesn't mean love won't be coming in. Yeah, I feel like you're holding yourself back. Like, look, two stuck cards, Eight of Swords, Hangman. So I feel like you need to, like, move on to someone new here with this energy, is what I'd say to you. Yeah, Page of Wands, Page of Wands. Sowing your wild oats is what this card represents. So I feel like you need to get out there and meet new people. So there you go, Scott. Janie, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Well, David and I have a new beginning. You have the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. I feel like you could, but this is conflict, is what I'd say to you, Janie. The Three of Swords is like heartbreak. Five of Wands, conflict. Yeah, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Like I said, I feel like you could. You always get these cards that are too slow. Like, Janie, I feel like you could. Like I've told you before, I feel like this relationship could be positive, but at the same time, like, I feel like there's no reason to wait at all either. Like, there could be other people you could be in relationships with. Yeah, it's like you're holding on to this with this Four of Pentacles. So yeah, so I would say yes, but how long do you want to wait? I feel like I've said that to you before as well. Like, I wouldn't wait, too long. Lasso, hello, thank you as always for the super chat. You say messages for me before the new year. Death, transformation, the world. Yeah, birth. The world to me is a birth card. Both of these cards to me just represent like a rebirth, basically. The world card definitely can represent a rebirth to me in general. And so I feel like you could be kind of like going through a birthing process here, or a rebirthing process, if that makes sense, Lasso. And I feel like it'll be very good. So I like it. Ash, hello. Thank you for the super chat. Cards for your week. You have the Seven of Swords and the Three of Cups. I feel like you need to focus on like relationships with people in general. Seven of Swords says let go of your fears. Three of Cups says like socialize and engage the community. Yeah, Three of Wands. Definitely like a lot of kind of like success and things like that as well. Needing to focus on future growth, basically, is what I would say to you. Elizabeth, I lost my diamond earrings. Will I find it? Seven of Wands. Maybe not. I don't like that Five of Swords. So I feel like you could with the Seven of Wands, but Five of Swords would kind of say no. San, I just wanted to know how the transit will affect me. Knight of Wands, yeah, like most people, like a lot of people had these messages that were basically saying that the transit is going to make us focus much deeper on our desires and things that we want in our lives. So San, yeah, I feel like it's like moving you towards your dream life or your dreams in general, San, and I feel like that would be very good for you. So I love it. That looks really good. Parkmore Virgo, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. How does the work week look for me? You have the Four of Cups. You say, will the interview on Friday go well? Yeah, and the Four of Wands, I would say yes. Four of Cups is like not feeling the best, but it's not a bad card. It can just be a card of like feeling kind of like blah in general. Just feeling like maybe you want things to go a different way, or you want things to be better or whatever. But Four of Wands, success. Really good card for like freedom or building more freedom in your life as well. So I feel like you are kind of like creating more freedom with this card here. And yeah, as far as interviews are concerned, you have the Six of Swords. So definitely more momentum and kind of like building up speed in your life. Definitely could be like a job offer as well with this card here. Yeah, King of Cups. Definitely some sort of offer coming in for you. So it could be a job offer. Mark, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Because of Mark, everybody, we are doing a collective. So for everyone here in the collective, actually, I'm going to grab a new deck because this deck is over. But, all right, let's do a collective here for everybody. All right. This is already a shuffled deck, people, but it never hurts to get a couple extra shuffles going here. So let's see. All right, collective. Collective, this looks amazing. So thank you, Mark, for an amazing reading. But let me just timestamp it. So there we go. All right, for everyone here in the collective, we have the Star and the Hermit. I feel like a lot of you need to step into the limelight here with these cards. The Hermit says that there is something that you need to share with the world, like that you have found your inner light. The Star, needing to share it with the world. So I feel like a lot of you need to share something with the world or share something with someone who's important for you with these cards as well. So it could be about sharing. It could also be like discovering what your gifts are. Here's what's popping into my head. So I feel like some of you could be discovering gifts, or you could be discovering something that is a gift, like a person, a relationship, whatever. And this would be you like moving towards that gift with the Star card. Next, you have the Ace of Cups collective and the Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you could be taking a break from love. For others, I feel like this could be like true love after having taken a break from love as well. For others, this could be like your emotions overflowing, being really happy. So I do feel like there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you here with these two cards. I do feel like commitment here as well for some reason, even with that Four of Swords. Like I feel like there could be a deeper commitment coming in for some of you here as far as like love or other things is concerned in your life as well. But definitely a lot of happiness between those two cards. I get a lot of healing there as well. So I feel like for the collective, you could be healing with those two cards as well. And finally, for the collective, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. I feel like some of you have a choice whether or not to accept certain things in your life. Could be love. Some of you could be, again, Saturn conjunct this conjunction with Saturn and Venus definitely could be saying that you are deciding not to commit to a relationship. For others, it'll go the other way as well. Because again, this position, it just shows us where there is weakness. And if there is no weakness, then we'll stay. Then we'll stay in the relationship and things will be better than ever after the, Venus moves away. For those of you who are in a relationship or who are in other types of connections as well, where there is weakness or there's no structure, then those things will fall apart. And I feel like that's just what this is saying. Two of Pentacles is just the new path that's opening up for you because of this falling apart. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is just saying you're moving on to something else. Pretty simple, but really good. So thank you. Really appreciate it. So that's that. Maisie, thank you for the kind words. Really appreciate it. All right. Jessica the Goddess, how does my work week look for me? Hermit, could be feeling a little bit withdrawn, but I don't think this is very bad at all. My card for you have the Ace of Cups, so your emotions overflowing, being very happy, a lot of good stuff is what I would say to you. So that looks really, really good. I like it. All right, I will take a few more questions. So if you have a question, pop it in down below, and I will be happy to answer it. If not, I'm going to hop off of here, and I'm going to get lost, right? Shelly, thank you for the kind words. Really appreciate it. It was a good collective. Forever You, will I ever hear from him again? Three of Pentacles. No, I would say no, is what I'd say. It's like there's no teamwork here with these cards. So I would say no. Four of Cups is throwing away a love offer. So I would say no. Yeah, I feel like you need to let this go, is what I'd say to you. Haley, you have the Queen of Swords. I feel like you need to open up to things that you want here with this card. Christelle, you have the Two of Pentacles, so I feel like you need to get out there and have fun. I feel like I said this to you the other night, to find love, but I would get out there. Deline, will I be starting school next year? Yes, definitely. 10 of Cups, so yes, definitely. Big time yes is what I would say here. So yes. Just Cecilia, hello. Are my past loved ones around me? I would say yes, of course. I don't consider myself a medium or anything like that, but I would say yes. Rachel Ray, how does my love life look over the coming weeks? I feel like changes coming in for you. I feel like you have to let go of someone from the past year. Yeah, it's like this is about like removing anxieties, like and removing things that have held you back for a long time. I feel like you're like building momentum towards new love. Yeah, it's like a rebirth in your love life. So this could be new love. You don't have anybody specific showing up here. So that tells me that you probably need to date. Whenever there's nobody specific coming up in the reading, it just says like date basically. So I feel like it's time for you to like get out there, date, meet new people. I feel like that would be a good idea. Yeah, I feel like you could be meeting someone through dating. The World card to me is a card of dating. Knight of Cups is Knight in Shining Armor, but this like literally says that you have to date to find this person. So it's probably not going to be like the first person you meet. Could be like a long distance relationship as well. That's not always true, but it's definitely possible with those cards. Journey, hello. Is there still hope for me and Alex? Is he still... I would say no, maybe not. I feel like he's interested, but Three of Swords is like still saying heartbreak or saying that there are like challenges to this becoming... turning into something. I feel like the Empress is saying get out there. As always, the Empress to me says you're attractive at this time. It says get out there and like try to meet new people. Parkmore, Virgo, will you be coming up with card-based readings for 2020? Yes, I definitely will. So yes. For sure. I'll probably have them out closer to the end of December, but not too late into the month is what I'd say. Shelly, you have the Hierophant. I feel like it's time for you to like break rules or something like that is what I'd say to you. Firestarter, should you reach out? I would say no is what I would say to you with the Tower. Blessed Mercy, will I get a job very soon? Yeah, I feel like you will. 6 of Pentacles, so yes. For sure. Emlu, is Jay a good person? Yeah, I would say yes. Maria, thank you for the super chat. A money card for December. You have the 5 of Cups, feeling sad, High Priestess. I feel like you will be seeing things that you could do to like make more money or change your situation, but this says take action on those things. So I feel like you need to take action. Yeah, the Star, that will lead to a wish. So I feel like you need to take action. Margie, first round of interviews on 12/12. Will that lead to the next step? I would say yes. King of Pentacles. So, yes, definitely. Allison, I would let go. I feel like it's time for you to get out there. This is a card of like needing to explore, needing to adventure. So, I would say it's time for you to move on with this card here. For sure. Lucy, will I reunite with an old flame? I feel like it's possible, actually, for you. So, yes. You have the Ace of Wands. So, I would say yes for you, actually. So, yes. No doubt about it. Anna, you have the 5 of Swords here, the Sun. I feel like this is like you needing to focus on yourself right now. 5 of Swords is a card of selfishness, but sometimes it's not a bad thing, right? Sometimes it's a good thing to focus on yourself, right? So I feel like you are like focusing on yourself. Sun is like a lot of positive attention, good things coming in for you. So love it. Lala, baby, you have the King of Cups. Could be love coming in for you. Could be like a water sign coming in for you, so love it. All right, everybody, I'm going to cut this off here. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. I will, of course, be back tomorrow night. I don't have the pen. I will, of course, be back tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so make sure to come back. I will also be back at like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning to start the weeklies. So thank you, everyone, and definitely enjoy the rest of your night.